Alright, the last phase to this project is to caulk in the backsplash. And the caulking is used to kind of seal between the backsplash and the countertop so water doesn't sneak up behind there. We want to try to keep all the water on this side of the backsplash. So, a couple of things that you're going to need for it. One is some paper towels. Two is some denatured alcohol. I like to use a little spray bottle for that. And then some 100% pure silicone. I like to use gloss white, but that's what I chose for this particular product, or for this particular application, because of the colors that we have here. So I'm going to show you real quick on how to caulk the back edge of your backsplash. First, you always want to test a spot with the alcohol to make sure that it's not going to damage any of the products that you're caulking against, or what you're going to spray this product on. I've already done that, so I know it's not going to hurt this, so we're good there. But what you want to first do is, have everything dust-free and clean, and then right before you're ready to use the silicone, you want to clean the surface to make sure that there's no impurities there, and we use the alcohol for that. So you just spray the backsplash, or you spray the areas that you're going to... This is a fresh bottle, so I gotta get it. Oh, there we go. So I just spray right along the edge here to make sure that it's nice and clean. Denatured alcohol evaporates very quickly, but it gets any type of extra dirt that's off there, so that silicone can seal really well. One thing that I would say is, if there is any type of alcohol left on there when you put this on, or when you put the silicone on, it won't stick. So that's also why we want to use this particular product. I'm just going to quick hit it all up so that it can all dry. All right. Okay. Now that we have the backsplash cleaned and sprayed once down with the silicone, now we're going to give it a whirl and installing it, or putting the actual silicone down. So we'll squeeze a little bit out. Looks good there. All right, I'm going to start behind the faucet and kind of work my way down, because that seems to be the most logical for me. When you put it on, you want to make sure that you fill all the voids that you want filled on the first swipe, if you can help it. So I'll show you what I mean by that and why it's important. You can rub it back and forth a little bit to get it into that groove wherever you want it. Because if there's any unsealed areas and the alcohol gets behind it, it won't let it stick. And that's the last thing that we want to have happen. You don't want to have too much on, but you want to make sure that you have enough on that you can kind of trowel it off or wipe it off, which is what we're going to do. I have a little bit more on here than I really want to. One thing is with silicone is you don't want to get it any place that you would ever want to paint, because if you paint will not stick to it at all, period. So make sure that you're not getting it anywhere. Now that I have the silicone on, I put a mist of the alcohol right on top of it. And what this does is that as I wipe it, it doesn't allow the silicone to stick on anything. I always stick a little bit on my finger too. And I use a paper towel to wipe as I'm doing this. That's how you can get a really crisp line. If you see that the silicone is sticking somewhere, then you need to add a little bit more alcohol in there. Okay. You can see I have plenty on here because it's puddling here. A little bit more than you'd want to have on there, but not the end of the world. Like I said, if you don't have the silicone on there, or the alcohol, it goes all over the place, and you don't get a nice clean line. I want like basically as thin of a line, but I want it to be sealed. Don't be bashful with your paper towels, because once you don't want this stuff to go all over the place. I usually do a rough wipe first to kind of get the bulk of it off. If I put too much on, like this time I put a little bit too much on there, or more than I'd like. Keep the tip clean. You want to cut the tip of the caulk gun really fine, and you want to make sure that both sides of it are sealed, top and bottom. If it's not sealed all the way and the alcohol gets behind it, it will push it off. It won't allow it to adhere. And that's exactly what you don't want to have happen, because it's a pain in the neck. Or when your caulk pops like that, that's also a pain in the neck too. Okay. Okay. This line up here is much better than down there where it's really wide, because you end up wasting the caulk in here. The goal is not to waste the caulk, it's to make sure that it's sealed. So see how that little area has a hole in it? You want to pump it in there and get it full, because if it's not full, it will not stick. When you go to spray the alcohol on it, it won't allow it to stick, and that would be a problem. Okay. Just the mist. Just the mist. Get the tip of my finger wet there. You can see how it rolls off my finger. If I didn't have alcohol on the finger there, it would be a mess. It would be a mess. Takes a big gob that was on it down to just a fine little mesh. This has a little bit more alcohol in there than I like. You want to make sure you don't mess up the bead, but you want to get it on there. There you go. All right. The final caulk line. Nice and thin. Clean edge, top and bottom. I hope you found this video useful on how to install backsplash and caulking along the back. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We like to be a resource on this channel on how to manage and maintain your largest investment. And now we're trying to help people also maintain them now with just maintenance. So if you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And as always, like and subscribe and share it with someone that might find it useful. Have a great day, everyone.